PK in the universe, and I am back again, and today I'm here to unbox an original Evercade, as in the Evercade handheld. Now I bet you guys are wondering, which one did I get? Which Evercade did I get? I've been talking a lot about the Evercade EXP lately, which is going to be the better version of it. This is not that, this is the original handheld. As far as the original goes, there's a lot of different variations of it. Of course, there's the original limited edition black Evercade, which are really hard to find. And then the purple Evercade, which is also really hard to find. And then there's some other bundles. There's, of course, the Evercade starter packs. You have the Evercade starter pack that's an Atari one. And then there's the Evercade Namco starter pack. Then there's the Evercade premium packs, which each contain 3 games per unit. And there's one that has the Namco collection, the Atari collection, and the Interplay collection. And then there's one that's just the Atari collection, the Interplay collection, and the Data East collection. So there's a lot of different varieties of Evercades out there, of these Evercade handhelds. So which one did I get? Let's finally reveal it. And then I'm going to explain why. Why did I get this? I'm one of those people who always talks about how much he loves the Evercade home console. I'm a big fan of the home console because, well, what can I say? It's everything the Coleco Chameleon should have been and could have been and promised to be. You know, it's a modern cartridge-based home console. And that's why I've always been interested in it, and that's what got me into Evercade. I was never interested in the handheld. So I'm going to explain what I got and why. Why did I purchase this? And then I'm going to do an unboxing, and then later on in this video, I'm going to do a proper review, or improper review, or informal review. Yeah, it's going to be more of an informal review. So let's reveal what I got and why I chose to get it. What were my personal justifications? And then let's unbox this, and then later on we'll get to the review. So here we go. So let's reveal, what did I get? I bet the suspense is killing some people. I ended up getting, it's not the rarest Evercade, but it's one of the less common ones, I think anyways. That's the Evercade Namco Starter Pack. So why did I get this? What possessed me to decide to get this particular version of it? The reason I ended up buying it is, one, I found a sealed copy and it was from a private seller. These are actually a Funstock exclusive. And Funstock no longer sells these anymore, so I thought this was a great opportunity. And my big logic and reason for getting this was two reasons. One, I actually have the Atari collection, the Interplay 1 collection, and the Data East collection. So it never made sense for me to buy that bundle, even though, you know, it's $100. It's pretty cheap. But I already have all those games. What was I going to do with those games? I'd have to resell them or give them away or something, and I didn't really want to go through the hassle of that just to say that I got a handheld Evercade. The other thing, too, is, you know, I talk about how I'm not going for a complete Evercade set anymore. I'm not as interested in that, even though I'd made a video talking about that. And honestly, I don't want to, like, you know, burn that bridge. I don't want to say, oh, I'll never do it. And maybe I'll just go strictly for the red carts. Maybe that's where I'll get. I'll just get the red cased Evercade games. Maybe I won't go for the purple or blue, but maybe I'll go just for red. You know, if I don't have it, Namco Collection 1 and 2, I can't ever really go for that. And those are out of production now. In fact, I ordered Namco Collection 2 after I ordered this. So those are my logical reasons for that. Those are why I decided to get this pack of all things. You know, it's one of those, they don't make it anymore, and you can't really find it anywhere for the most part, except from private sellers. I would have loved to have bought it at Funstock, but they don't sell them anymore. So this was the only real option I saw to get this particular pack. And you know what? Lately, I've been having a real hankering to play some of my Evercade games. Just, you know, quick pick up and play. And sometimes it's a pain in the butt to go down to the basement to, you know, turn the system on and, you know, decide what card I want, you know, whereas I can just put this right in here and, you know, play a few Atari games or play around a Pac-Man or whatever, you know, just play whatever just floats my boat for just a few minutes. So I got this for convenience reasons. I also wanted to know how Quest Arrest, the Game Boy Color version, actually looks on a smaller screen. Since, you know, the Game Boy Color version of Quest Arrest on the Indie Heroes collection is exclusive to Evercade. So that is why I bought this. So let's do an unboxing. So here we go. Well, here it is, folks. The Evercade Starter Pack. The Namco Museum Starter Pack is what we have here. As you can see, this is the front. These are the sides. This is like the bottom right here. Oh, turn that upside down. And this is the top here. Let's collect them all. Here's what the back looks like. Responsive controls, unique cartridge system. 4:3 large screen. Up to 4 hours of battery life. Pretty cool stuff. Alright, I'm gonna undo this here. That's the thing about doing an unboxing. You really only get one shot to do it. There's no room for error. Unboxing stuff can be interesting. It's not always fun, but it can be. And then I got this wrapper here that I will throw on the ground, as you can see. And then it comes out. What do we got here? Oh, it's upside down. It says, ready to play again. What do we got here? Okay, there's a box. There's a nice quick start guide, so that's pretty darn cool. That will come in handy later on. Here is our Evercade. Let's take this sucker out. Wow, nice. You know, feeling the buttons. I want to feel they're too clicky. Not bad, not bad. This is about what I'd expect. This is actually a really nice D-pad, actually. Wow, that's a good D-pad. I don't care what anybody says. The top buttons are kind of clicky. And you know what? The Evercade VS controllers are like that too a little bit, where the buttons can be a bit clicky. There's a button here on the top here, as you can see. It's hard to see, actually, because it's so white. These are like volume buttons are right here. In fact, I have the light. Hold on a sec. There we go. Yeah, I had to turn the light off because I had a flashlight on, so on my camera here. So so buttons, volume, headphone jack. This is to plug it in, obviously. I assume this is to like turn it on. Or is this to plug? Oh, this is for like a mini HDMI, so that's pretty neat. It's got some speakers here, obviously. Pretty nice. Does it actually have enough power? Yep, it turns on. Very cool. Probably wants a cartridge. I would. Oh, this is nice. This is nice. It'll probably tell me to insert a cartridge, I'm guessing. Yeah, it says please insert cartridge. Well, we're going to do that later, obviously. I'm going to put this thing through its paces. So we got that. Let's take this off here. Now what do we got next? Ooh, we got a cord here. I assume this is the charging cord. Didn't come with a mini HDMI cable, it looks like, so that's to be expected. I'm sure I can find one somewhere. And here is the Namco collection. Namco Museum Collection 1. And of course it has... How many games are here again? I think it's 11, I want to say. Yeah, it says 11 games, 8 and 16-bit games. So we'll unbox this too while we're at it here. Gosh, it'd be funny if I opened it up and there was like no game in it. That'd be terrible, wouldn't it? Especially since I bought it from a private seller. That would be really bad. And so I'm taking this off. Yep, unboxings are interesting. So what do we got here? Of course, it's a PAL region game, so that's why it has 7 thing. All right, yep, Namco Museum Collection 1. And it's got a cool booklet that comes with it. Show you guys that a little bit here. It tells information about Pac-Man, Dig Dug, and Quad Challenge. Quad Challenge looks pretty darn cool. Mappy. Oh man, Mappy is one of my favorite Namco games. Libble Rabble. I don't know much about that game. It looks interesting. Of course, it's got Galaxian, Battle Cars, Xevious, Mappy Kids. Shows the different collections and stuff. All right, folks, that's the Evercade Starter Pack Namco Museum Collection unboxing. So, I'm going to put this thing through its paces. I'm going to come back here in a few days and I will have you guys here with a proper review or improper review or informal review. Some type of review here. So, anyways, see you soon. Alright, it's been over a week, so I want to give my thoughts on the old Evercade, the old handheld Evercade. What do I think of this bad boy right here? I mean, one of the reasons I wasn't initially interested in it is because I wasn't a big fan of the form factor. I'm more of a fan of Game Boy style handhelds, you know, like an Anbernic 351V. But lately I've been playing my PSP more. I've been playing a lot of Capcom games and Atari games and Midway arcade treasures. Been playing a lot of old retro games, and honestly I kind of like started to fall back in love with this form factor again. And so I was like, you know what, let's take a chance on this. Let's get this and see how we feel about it. You know, I kind of thought and kind of suspected this would be a really cheap device, and honestly it's really solidly built, surprisingly, and it actually has some weight to it. It actually weighs more than the PSP with and without the cartridge. So I think it's just, yeah, it's surprisingly solid. Now, one thing I can't stand about this thing is these darn clicky buttons. It's so easy to accidentally bump this button and the sound drives me nuts. But it's got a nice user interface. It actually has the same interface as the VS when you update the firmware. The original interface, actually, I kind of think had a lot of charm to it, and it's sort of disappointed that they didn't stick with that. But I see why they did it, because they wanted the VS to have a similar interface. One thing I really like about this is there's a lot of games on my Evercade that just feel right on the handheld versus playing them on the VS. For example, the Atari Lynx games. The Atari Lynx collections feel right on this, whereas playing them on the bigger screen just feels really off sometimes, depending on the game. I've been playing a lot of Dedius, which is on the Indie Heroes collection, and it was originally a Game Boy game, and that game feels awesome on here, honestly. And this is the first time I've actually been able to play it all the way through. It's not a very long game, but I've just never had much time to play it all the way through. I thought it was interesting the first day of the game, and I finally came back to it. I feel like lately I've been on the go a little more, so having a handheld Evercade has actually gotten me to play more Evercade games, and that's something I've really enjoyed about it, you know. And the nice thing, of course, is when I take my cartridge out and I put it in my Evercade VS, well, guess what? I can pick up right where I left off and on the big screen. So that's something that's a really great factor, and that's something that's just so awesome and old school gaming at its finest, you know. And I think that, yeah, overall, it's a very nice device. But who should buy it? Should Evercade VS only owners who want to get into the handheld Evercade scene buy it? And I think no, honestly. They should get the EXP, honestly, if they're going to do that. If somebody has only $100 and not $150+ or whatever it's going to cost overall with taxes and everything, yeah, maybe pick this up if you just want to try out Evercade. If you're a collector who maybe already has the VS and is like, you know what, I want to add a handheld Evercade just to my collection, then yeah, maybe pick that up too. And obviously pick up the EXP. So yeah, overall, I'm pleased as punch with this device. It works great. Is it my favorite handheld of all time? Well, no, but I think it works really good for what it is, and yeah, I think it's fine. It's a fine device. I think it's okay. I don't think it replaces my PSP or replaces my Anbernic. I don't think it's a device that replaces all my retro game consoles by any stretch of the imagination. But it's cool, and it plays old games. I mean, that's the best. I mean, what else can you ask for, honestly? Any old school gamer who likes playing retro games, especially on the go, will probably like this and enjoy this. So, yeah, those are my thoughts. What are your guys' thoughts? Do you have the Evercade or the Evercade VS? And are you getting the Evercade EXP? Comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay awesome in this universe. Thanks. Bye.